All right, hello everyone. Well, today I'm going to be showing you how to basically integrate a submodule into another repo, another repository on GitHub. Currently we have the Genius wallet that is being worked on and almost finished, and we're adding child tokens. And I'm going to show you why I use submodules and why they're kind of important, and it allows us to load some JSON data from the submodule or the repo directly and get things like the icon for child tokens and things like that. This is the Genius wallet that I've loaded up in IntelliJ. I use the JetBrains set of tools that allows me to kind of have a unique interface, or not a unique, a standard interface that across all different languages. This one is IntelliJ. Their products actually you can get CLion for free these days, which is kind of cool. But anyway, our wallet has a bunch of CMakes in here and stuff like that. And what I want to do is I'm going to put a directory in. So I'm going to do this mainly from the command line. So I'm going to make a directory here called the token info. So actually, I guess I should. Yeah, token info is fine. Okay. This is our child tokens on the Genius network, the Super Genius blockchain itself. Things like Graffiti token and the Shmup token, and the Shmup token is a child of Graffiti, and Graffiti is a child of Genius. But we want to have their icons and their token IDs and things like that, and so we need to be able to load those along with the icon to show you kind of how many Shmup tokens or how many Graffiti tokens or how many Genius tokens you have. So I'll make this directory, cd token. First thing I like to do is actually inside the token info directory, I will get init period here. So I initialize an empty repository there. And then what I like to do is, since it's going to be a submodule, I like the submodule add. I think it's, let me just see what that is. I forget if it's the repository is first and then the path. So you go period slash. Since it's all relative to Genius Ventures, on Genius Ventures GitHub, I do period. That way it'll pick up on the suffix or the prefix that allows you to download these submodules recursively without a problem. And so I'll add this by saying it's going to be period slash token info, and then token info. So does not have a commit checked out. Okay, so I need to actually probably go and get, sorry, token info. I initialized it, but it doesn't have a check-in yet. Back to, I'm going to get in GitHub and Genius Ventures, and then I'm going to create a repository here, new repository. And I'm going to call it token info. Description is child token information for Genius.ai. All right, and so I'm going to make it public, of course. We have some private stuff, but very, very little. Should I add a README? No, I'm not going to add anything like that right now. I'm just going to create the repository. And so this is, you can access it via HTTPS or SSH. For me, I access it via SSH. So I'm going to say get remote add origin, and then the link to that. Okay, so now hopefully maybe this might work. I might have to make a check-in. We'll see. And I'm going to try the submodule. Okay, so I still have to do something. All right, so let's go ahead and create a... All right, so I'm going to go ahead and create the repo that I want to create. And it's basically going to be a JSON file. So now I'm going to go into the Genius Wallet in here inside the token info. And I'm going to create a new file. Let's see if it has JSON in here. No, just file token info.json. All right, and so yes, we'll add that to GitHub. Okay, and so what this will have is a JSON file, and in fact, here's where I like to kind of use something like Grok or something. So I want a JSON file schema and one that defines child tokens of genius.ai super genius network that includes an ID which is 256 bits and be represented as a string with a URL to with a well, first let's do another string which is the name of the token and a string that is a URL to an image /icon. And you'll see pretty quickly it'll output this for me, so I didn't have to go. And there we go. There's my token schema. Kind of got to look over at properties. I mean, it's not too difficult here. Yeah, of course, the ID type is string, the min length 64. I'm not sure why it needs a min length and max length of 64. Pattern's okay, so that's good. Name string, name of the token, URL. Oh yeah, it's got a pattern in there. Required, all three of those are required additional parameters. Okay, so this is kind of nice because now with this, and the reason I'm doing it this way is because with the schema, I can actually generate code to load a schema and make sure the schema is all correct very quickly inside the wallet. And so it can generate Dart code for me for this minimal JSON, including a loader and all that. And I think we already have some JSON loading going on. So there's the schema. And then I'll basically copy the contents of that. And I will IntelliJ here. And I have the token JSON. This really should be renamed because it's the schema for it. I'm going to rename it to token info schema JSON. And then I'll paste this in here. Now I'm going to go back to Grok because I'm not sure why it has 64 length in the string. I guess 8 bytes, 8 times 64 is no, 4 times in 8 bits per byte, 64. Yeah, let's just pull the calculator. Even though I should be able to do this in my head, I use 64 times 8 bits is 12. What? I said 64. Oh, because each nibble is a digit, 0 through. So I guess if we have like each character represents, each 8 bits represents 4 bits. That's why. So it's 64 times 4, and that's 256. That makes sense. Because if you have, we go to the programmer view here. If you have F, 000 BC or something like that for your identifier, and our identifiers are 256-bit standard EVM ones, then I guess 1F here as a character, even though that's 8 bits, it's actually really 4 bits of value in the identifier. So that's why it's 64 and max length, which is fine. It kind of forces you to put in all the digits, and I'm fine with that. But anyway, it's all good. So I understand that. So that's great. Okay, so now that we've done that, we can go on and move to generate the code in here to load this. Actually, I won't do that. Yeah, I guess I can do that. So that's that. Let's go ahead and just check that in and make this a submodule, because then I can go back work on the Genius wallet and generate the code inside the Genius wallet to take that schema and generate the code to read that in and verify. And then I can go and start making token information with those properties and that. And so what I'll do is I'll go, okay, Grok, give me a sample of that. And so I'll come back to Grok here, say, okay, give me a sample JSON that matches the schema or the GNUS token with ID of 0x0 and URL. It's going to be in that repository. And so since I will go back now to here, and I'll go look at what the token, it'll be a raw link to that. So in general, I think I need to first check something in. URL that will be a raw link in GitHub to this repo that is, and now let's go here, type in GitHub Genius Ventures /token info. And so I'll give it this, say, that is located here. Yeah, it's located here. Yeah, image URL. Let's make sure I get this. So let's see if I can handle that. More than likely it can. Raw GitHub user content, token info, main images. Okay, so you can see it kind of did that for me. So that's the token sample, but I'll just rename this, and so I'll copy this, and then I'll go over to IntelliJ, and I will add in here new file. This will be tokens.json. All right. And so, yep, add it to GitHub, put it in there, and I'll quickly make a new file. Whoops, new directory called images. Right. And under here, I will add a file, an existing file. Let's see here, I may need to get a new Finder window. And then I go to find the Genius logo to use for the icon. Search. I'm going to actually add another one. Well, no, I won't do that yet. Just do this one first. Let's see here. Search for logo. Documents. Logo. So I have quite a few logos on here. So PNG. Let's get that demodified probably is. Let's see this one is. Full logo. I don't want that. That one was done for a shirt, so you can kind of see the stippling in it. Here's a 32 by 32. I think that's kind of what we want. Maybe a little bit bigger. Let's see. Names. Yeah, 32. Oh, here we go. Yeah, there we go. Non-transparent text. Oh, there we go. There's a 256 by 256. It's non-transparent. I think I kind of like the non-transparent one. Okay, so that's going to be my logo. I think we'll go with 256. I mean, we could do that so the logo's more round like a token. Yeah, let's do that. We might have to change it later, but we could also just do square logos and always mask that with that one. So I'm going to add that one. Copy, and then I will come in here and paste into that. And you can see it's going to copy that. I'm going to add it. Okay, so it has now it has the image in there that I want, token schema, the name of the token, and our tokens, and the schema is going to be used to load into Genius. Okay, so now this is the first part, and I'll probably do this in multiple kind of videos. So, all right, so now let's go get status period. I could be doing this inside here too if I open up a little thing, but status. All right, get token master JSON. Okay, so there are. So now I'm going to go get commit -m quote initial token application. And then give it a message. So now I'm going to get push. So yeah, usually you have to do this on the first one. I'm going to go ahead and do the skip push to main. since I set up the remote already, I'm going to push that fine. And then now I'm going to go back to my Git commands to a submodule add. Now this works. All right, so now if you go Git Submodule, you can see that Squid Router has one and Token Info has one. Now I can go Git add, Git status. And you can see right there the Squid Router is modified. It has untracked content, but I'm not too worried about that. But you can see up at the top, Git modules and Git token info now are submodules. And so let's make sure we're on a branch develop. I get mine develop. I could push this to main as well because this is just tying a submodule to the main directory, and I'll show you. I might do that in this, but for now I'm just going to do it on develop. So now I can go get commit -m sub token info for this wall to schema. Okay. So now I can push that. Well, I should probably get pull first in case I'm sure there's been some updates. Yeah, of course. All right. So I have conflicts. So if we go get, might be something simple. Hopefully it is. Yeah. Okay. So we need both of these, so I'm going to take should have pulled first before I committed that. I made the mistake of doing that, but this takes a little bit of updating here. So I'm going to take the head one first. I just both. This is called rebasing. Get base, get rebase. So successfully pull, sure. Yeah. So now I can get right. All right. So now I can get push this. All right. Now you can go see over on the token info. We didn't have a thing here before, so I can do this. What I like to do is sometimes just add the README in here, just some generic README. I could even do this, which I really like. It's like, look, I got to figure this out, or heck with it. I'll just go over here. Say, okay, give me a readme dot. Readme lowercase empty. It'll probably give me a better README than I would come out. So it's, what it does. JSON schema dependency. Look how good that is. See, it went and documented everything, the directory structure, everything, licensing, Perfect. See, I didn't have to go write all that and figure out all that. Just copy the contents over here, paste it, and then I can preview it. Yeah, there's more. Oops, I know what's wrong. Whoops. I think I copied it. Didn't I copy it? Should have see the markdown in here. Oh, it's not marked down, so I got to figure out how to get it into markdown. Contents. Maybe I have to download the file. Yeah, it's marked down. Yeah, I'll just put in my downloads for now. I thought you could somehow, I might be able to just do this instead of, let's see if this works. No. All right, so it used to be that you could just copy the markdown, but now for some reason I had to download it. So let's, I could have just put it in the directory and then checked it in. It's one way to do it. Actually, you know what? That's probably, yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Let's just cancel this. There's two ways you can do it. I sometimes like to do it in here, but heck with that. Let's just download it to our. The save. All right, and then the license, ventures. Should put a space in there. Should do the same thing down here. I mean, I could have edited it in there as well. I think they just call this license dot text. So we'll save this. Maybe. Okay, yeah, so it did that. All right, so now I can just go over into IntelliJ and kind of look at these. Yeah, I did that. MIT license, happy with that. The README MD, you can see it's over here. Looks good. Licensing, MIT, see license for details. Questions when we're done. All right, so now I've added those two files. So now I can go back over here, go into token info. And one of the problems with submodules is every time you make little updates like this, you have to update the main ID, and I'll show you why. Because then I'll pull over the correct checked in version of what you've done. So it's very important that you do that. You can see the README license, so you can go get README license. License. I probably should be talking a little bit louder on this because I'm sure you can hear me, but kind of whisper sometimes. I'm talking out loud through my head. So get push. Okay, so that's a new one, but now I have to go get dash u. So it's got a new. See the new token info was modified because it has a new ID, checked in repo ID. So now updated reference. Push. And really the Genius wallet really only wants to, only needs to access the schema or code. But when it's loading, then like I said, it's going to go, let's go see if it worked here. So let's cancel changes here. Okay, so now you can see the readmes in here, token information, all that. Now, if we go to images or we look at this token JSON file, if we click here, or we take this and see if it got it right, did I call it genius.png? I probably called it logo. Yeah, so let's rename that to Genius PNG. So it matches. So that it will load correctly. I probably should have did that first. You can see it deleted new logo token. Sometimes if it's a text file, I'll say it was renamed, but I think because it's not a, oh yeah, it did. It knew that it was the same file, same size and everything, so it just did a rename on it. So that. And once again, we have to kind of so I'm looking at the status of there, and it's only modified. So to just use the last Git message. All right, so now if we do a refresh, you should see that inside images, you can see it's now Genius PNG. The token JSON, this should go to the raw version of this. Let's see, we'll go into another window. Yep, there it is. All right, so cool. That worked. It had, it's a PNG, so it has a transparent background out here. Yeah, I'm just wondering if, it's fine. I think we need a circle mask if we're going to do this like that instead of just a square inside the Genius wallet, and we'll take care of that later. So that's how I kind of build the thing and help AI. You can see how quickly it helped me build this up very quickly. A lot of stuff I don't like to do, like, you know, hey, put me the MIT license in there. I forget, I don't want to go find it, and I can find it on GitHub or the README, and it spec'd out everything based on our conversation, which is really nice. That really helps me a lot for the documentation, and it speeds up my workflow quite a bit. And now you can kind of see, if we go to the Genius Wallet, you can see that it has develop had a push 1 minute ago. If I go over to there, you can kind of see the token info right here is now a submodule. And if you click on it, then we'll go over to the new repo, because I did the // so it's all relative. Genius Wallet is relative to Genius Ventures, and the token info is relative to Genius Ventures. So if you do // it goes back to Genius Ventures, and then can get the GitHub, and you can see the actual raw file here is, the reference ID is 315 FFB0. That references my latest check-in on there. So it seems like everything's working. The URL seemed to work, so we're good. So this is going to conclude this video for how to quickly get a submodule into another project and kind of integrate it. I did this within probably 30 minutes or less. And now I'm going to I'll make another video on how I'm going to use the generated schema to generate code. We have another tool that we found that generates code for us in many different languages. So we're going to do that in Dart, that can load that JSON in to the wallet and then have all that data ready to be used inside the wallet. Remember to like and subscribe for notifications and turn notifications on. That way you'll be able to get the notifications for when I start doing these videos and start releasing these videos, which I plan to do a couple a week, I think. That's probably my goal. Thank you very much.